Welcome to The Wave. I'm Pat Lospennato, President of the Chamber, joined by Erica Porzio, Executive Director, and Amanda Bonasoro, Chair of our Events Committee. On this episode, we're going to take a dive into Revere Chamber and Revere Beach history with the Chamber's previous president, or past president, Bob Upton, and he can help us understand even more about the evolution of the Chamber's wave. Also, what is going on with Amazon? That's a question many residents have been asking, including Anthony Parziale, that has been vocal about the incomplete Squire Road Amazon factory. Well, we'll talk to him and find out what it means in terms of commerce and how big business in Revere goes down. But first, let's get an update from our team.
Yeah, you got it.
Yes, couple updates, job opportunities. So as of right now, the Chamber is working closely with the City of Revere to streamline two different processes that are key. So first off, job opportunities. So we have been in correspondence and working closely with the City of Revere, as well as the Youth Works program, in order to get our teens, our resident members and community members job opportunities in the city. By doing so, we're looking to streamline the process so that there's more accessibility. And of course, giving precedence to our residents and our teens that recently graduated. And as well, we are working closely with the City of Revere to streamline the process for opening a business. So tune in for that. I know that the City of Revere should be unraveling that soon to our community. And, you know, as always, we just want to make sure that it's an efficient process and it's accessible as possible for our community. And that's all I got.
All right, and as for events, we have our upcoming networking event that is on August 9th from 6 to 8 over at Valari. That is at 388 Broadway. So come and join us for apps, open bar, and there's going to be some raffles going off as well. And then the big event we have coming at the end of August, it is our mayoral debate, primary debate, I should say. And this is going to be hosted by us, the Chamber of Commerce, in partnership with the Revere Journal. So join us from 7 to 8:30. Doors will be opening at 6 o'clock. There is capacity of 832, so make sure you get there nice and early to ensure that you can get a seat. Again, doors open at 6 p.m. Doors will close at 7 p.m. and to ensure that we start on time. From there, we are going to have one more event. It's an upcoming workshop, Wednesday, August 23rd. This is going to be with New York Life and Attorney Flores. So this is going to go over long-term care along with estate planning from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Marriott Spring Hill Suites. Yeah, and then actually, keep a lookout on the horizon. We are going to be starting a business breakfast series, so that's something to look forward to. But that is all I've got for today.
I love it. We have some awesome events coming up. We're really excited.
Yeah.
Huge stuff. Thank you, Amanda. I think it's important that the Revere Chamber of Commerce is a nonprofit organization, a nonpartisan organization. We're just lucky to be able to facilitate the event for the mayoral primary debate before the primary elections that will be held in September. And it's free to all. So awesome. Hopefully
we'll see you there.
Yeah.
See you there. All great stuff, Amanda. Thank you for sharing. Why don't we get to our first guest, Bob Upton, who's ready to go. All right, and we're joined by Bob Upton, president of the RevereBeach.com.
Correct.
And former president of the Chamber. Thank you for joining.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Yeah, no, this is super exciting. Erica has high praises for you. I know she loves
I'm a fan. I would like to think that Bob is kind of a mentor to me, especially, you know, when I first started out as director earlier this year. I went to Bob, and he was extremely resourceful, especially knowing, and correct me if I'm wrong, you were executive director, also served as president.
Right. It was one time I was the president, and like we've seen happen many times within the Chamber of Commerce, we've had, you know, executive directors come and go, whether it be a paid position or a non-paid position. The opportunity did present itself while I was president to be the executive director for, I think it was about a year and a half, and I did that job. It gave me a better appreciation as to what the role actually entailed and the work that had to be done. But yeah, that was a great experience, a great opportunity. I had fun, and you know, it's so nice to see what's happening in the chamber today.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about how long you've had RevereBeach.com operating and what's going on there.
Thank you very much. You know, that's why I am a member of the Chamber of Commerce, because I do have a small business. It is titled RevereBeach.com. that was established as a little bit of a hobby back in 1997. I heard of this thing called the internet, where people were going to be going to learn about whatever they wanted. I had heard that we're going to be doing away with libraries. Everything was going to be on this online.
Right.
So I decided that I better learn about the internet. I heard about domain names. I purchased reverebeach.com back, as I said, back in 1997, and the rest, it's been a hobby. It has developed more into a business because of my participation in learning about the Chamber of Commerce and all. I do have very good traffic at the site. I've been promoting Revere Beach, America's first public beach, since that time. And actually before that time, I was very good friends with Mr. Peter McCauley, who was my mentor and the official Revere Beach historian, Norman Gutfeld, the artist. So they really, really encouraged me to do what I was doing with RevereBeach.com. And from that point, I continually added more and more content to the website. Then this thing called Facebook came along.
Oh, yeah.
And we have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, we have Twitter, we have the Twitter account, we have an Instagram account. So people do come online to find out about Revere Beach at the website, RevereBeach.com. And since that time, of course, there's many other websites out there featuring not only Revere Beach, but the events and activities that are happening today at Revere Beach, all the development that's going on, and we have that too at RevereBeach.com. But it's been a great learning opportunity for me about the internet, websites, business development, the online access to it by many different people that are looking for information about Revere Beach. It's been very interesting to me, and the Chamber of Commerce has helped me a great deal in that pursuit as well. So I think it's important for Revere small businesses to get engaged and involved with the Revere Chamber of Commerce because it can help them too.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I just want to touch upon one other thing. So we have a partnership. We went over it a little bit, our first episode of The Wave, but I just kind of want to go back around and kind of reiterate to the public. We do have a partnership with Bob Upton, and that is something that the Chamber offers in exchange for services. Again, we are a business league, so as Bob said, as a Chamber member, we have the opportunity to work together in a partnership. So if you don't mind telling everyone how it works.
As I said, as a small business, you always have to find ways to develop new business. The Chamber of Commerce certainly helped me with that, but I think in return, I'd like to help our Revere small businesses by helping to promote themselves. They can do that at RevereBeach.com. I offer membership discounts at RevereBeach.com. We can do blog posts. We can do sponsorship of sections. I have merchandise that I make available. And I know that all other businesses in Revere, they can build that same type of a partnership with the Chamber of Commerce so we can work together and help each other. But that's, to me, it's an important thing to help other small businesses in Revere to help the Chamber of Commerce and its membership. So I know that, Erica, you've always been open to working with the small businesses, and Pat, I know you're open to that as well. I like the direction of the Chamber of Commerce. There's a lot of young people in it, and young people with fresh ideas and helping maybe some long-standing existing businesses could learn something from the Chamber of Commerce with their knowledge of what's happening today in the marketing and advertising and promotion online.
Yep, it's a huge piece of it. The world has evolved, as we were talking about. The internet has come a long way, and you've got RevereBeach.com. So, I mean, I'm sure anybody who's interested is going to be visiting Boston or is looking at surrounding areas, your site is going to be one of the first ones that they come across. So
we get some great traffic. We are listed on Google. When you search the two words Revere Beach, RevereBeach.com does come up in the spaces that are not advertised. But I want to stress that Next Stop Revere, the Revere Beach Partnership, the City of Revere, we're all promoting Revere.
Yep, that's
we're
right.
all in a partnership together. We're
That's
all
right.
in the Chamber of Commerce too, I should say. Whatever we can do to raise the profile and the business opportunities in Revere online at either Next Stop Revere, the City of Revere, Revere Beach Partnership, RevereBeach.com. I think it's a good thing. That's the beauty and best part of the internet. It's the networking capability and the just working together. I think that's a good opportunity for online advertising.
Oh, absolutely.
Bob, will you tell me a little bit about the Revere History Museum?
Yes, thank you very much for asking.
Of course.
So the Revere History Museum, at 108 Beach Street here in Revere. We are located at the corner of Beach Street and Pleasant Street. It's that big building that used to be the Immaculate Conception Church Rectory, right next to the playground on Beach Street. Many people probably have wondered what's in the building. That building contains 4 floors of the history of Revere.
Wow.
There's 14 to 16 display areas. At the present time, it's being renovated. In the last 2.5, 3 years, we've been under construction. The city of Revere has committed to the building. It's been totally repainted. It's been, in many areas, the siding has been replaced. The porches and decks have been replaced. The painting job, it's really a beautiful structure. It's a, I think it's a Georgian style construction, but it's really a beautiful structure. The inside is really beautiful. There's a lot of natural wood. In fact, the building itself is on the National Register because of the wood that's within the building. But we have some fascinating displays within the building. In the past couple of years, in addition to the exterior work that's being done, the interior of the work has been done. Is all the knob and tube wiring has been taken out of the building in a partnership with the city of Revere and Northeast Voc Tech School. They've pulled all the knob and tube wiring out of the building. They've got installed heating and air conditioning within the building. It's really a beautiful structure. We have 2 meeting rooms that we hope that community groups will use those meeting rooms. We probably will look to reopen either late in the fall of this year or early spring next year. At least that's our hope. We can't open the entire building because of the work being done, but what we did decide to do as an organization is to have a speakers program. So we just had Jeffrey Perlman, the official Revere historian. He just had a program a few weeks ago. This past weekend we had Kin Leach, the Chinese, she did Chinese culture in Revere and a little bit about the Chinese folks that live within the Revere area, because Revere is an immigrant community. There's a lot of different nationalities and all. We have Steve Wilk is going to be doing Lost Wonderland. He's actually the author of Lost Wonderland, a book that he wrote. He's going to be doing a program in the next week or 2 about the lost submarine that was at Revere Beach, the Point of Pines area, I believe. But we're trying to come up with some interesting programs to at least bring people into the building, raise money, raise awareness for ourselves. A lot of work has been done over the years by a small group of people, all volunteers, but it's an active group of people. They're so active, I should probably like to talk a little bit about another asset of Revere history is the Rumney Marsh Burial Ground.
Yes.
Established, I believe, was 1693. It's really a very historic burial ground. There's over 440 souls buried within the Rumney Marsh Burial Ground itself. In the last 20-odd years, we've been renovating those grounds. Bocce on the Beach was one of the fundraisers event that we started about 16 years ago. It's a really fun family community event at Revere Beach. We just held that a couple of weeks ago now. I believe that was on July 8th. And we probably make between $5,000 and $7,000 each time that we do it. But the beauty of the event is we have 24 teams. Each entry of 4 players is $200. We haven't raised that price since the beginning. But we are finding more and more sponsors for us, so that helps us to raise the money that we need to do the renovation that needs to take place at the burial ground. Another small group of people, but we have a very committed community of people that come and play bocce on the beach with us. It's really a very fun event.
Always looks like a fun event.
Yeah, you guys look like you're in a
chamber
We need to get a
team
team next
assembled next year. Enjoying you guys
We have a
down
fun
there.
time. I want to say people don't take it serious, but once you're involved in a competition, particularly here in Revere, it's a competition.
The personalities come out, right? Yeah, exactly.
But as I say, it's a fun time. People love to support that. This year we had some co-sponsorship with Fine Line. They helped us out with food, so after the event we all went over there.
Chamber member Michael Aldi, we love him. Yes.
That's a great location in itself, but that event has always been held at the Clock. And actually, I say the Clock, that's the Peter E. McCauley Plaza, named after the Revere historian Peter McCauley. So much history in this city of Revere, and so many people are committed to knowing and learning and teaching that rich history. So for me, it's an opportunity to share that, and thank you very much for asking the question.
Yeah, it's beautiful. How long have you been involved with the History Museum?
I've been a member of the History Museum since the very first couple of years, so that's probably 25 years, 24, 25 years. I've been the president of the museum I was up until last year, for probably 4 years. I've been the chairperson of the Rumney Marsh Burial Ground Renovation Committee for probably 5 years. But I don't look at the position titles that I've had. I am getting old. I do have the white hair, but it's nice to have people supporting our initiatives and supporting the community of Revere, and that's why I do it. And it's been a lot of fun.
Community strong. I love it.
There you go.
Yeah, you're very passionate about Revere.
Yeah.
What is it that makes you love Revere and the evolution? What do you see in it?
Pat, thank you very much for asking me that question about why I love Revere. It's just something that's within me. My father and his 5 brothers all served in World War II in Korea. They were all combat veterans. My 3 aunts, they all grew up in Revere. I did. I have 5 in my own family, 2 brothers and 2 sisters. We grew up in Revere veteran housing on Coolidge Street. But as I wanted to relate to you about going to Revere High School football games in the 60s. And as much as I love football, and I love to watch those guys play football, it was the cheerleaders that really struck me with some of the things that they cheered. And I remember one cheer in particular that always comes back to me. Is they said, "We're from Revere, and no one could be prouder. And if you don't believe us, we'll yell a little louder." And that kind of hit home to me. And I feel like that. I really internalized that, I guess. But it's a great city. We're a hardscrabble community in some ways. We're very proud of where we come from. Growing up in veterans housing, some would say the projects, we learned a lot of great values from our World War II era veterans and families members. So for me as a veteran, for me as a veteran service officer, that is my actual employment. Revere means a lot to me. And all of my experiences in Revere, I couldn't be more proud of, and it's nice to see young people leading the chamber as they are today.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you very much, Bob. All right, and we are here today with our guest, Anthony Parziale. Welcome to The Wave.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
We're excited to have you.
Awesome.
Was that good? We're like, yeah, I'm excited to be here.
He's in the house.
That's even better. So perfect. That energy is exactly why you caught my attention. This is my first time really getting to sit down and talk with you, but I saw your posts online about really kind of a real interesting topic when it comes to business in Revere, and that was your takes on the Amazon site that is sitting at Squire Road.
The ghost house that's on Squire Road that's just sitting there absolutely empty, taking up a ton of space, doing squat in our city.
That was the take. I heard of the Amazon ghost house. So just tell us maybe a little bit more about what you know, and maybe the viewers, just what's going on there.
So I just want to make this clear to everybody. I actually like Amazon. I have Amazon Prime. I shop with Amazon. Every single thing I do is with Amazon. So I don't have a beef with the business at all. What I'm upset about is right now it looks like it's a bad deal for the city of Revere. So Amazon came in, wait, you know what, let's back it up. Cities are businesses, and they give out special permits in return for revenue. That's how they do business. They say, hey, we're gonna let you build this ugly thing in the middle of our city right off of Route 1, but we're gonna allow you to do it in exchange for jobs, property tax, personal property tax, excise tax, and the expectation that the people that work here are going to go out and eat and buy stuff in the city. That's why we give out special permits. That's why we allow them to do that, because we could have put anything there. Could have put like a Linfield market there. Could have put housing. I know nobody wants housing. I'm not saying I'm here nor there, but could have been anything.
Right.
They decided to go with Amazon because Amazon is a pretty decent company and they have a ton of money and they do create a lot of jobs, and that would have been great for the city. They promised the city that they would have this thing up and running by 2024. Now they're saying that it's another 2 years out, which to me is absolute BS. What's happening right now is they stopped whatever they're doing in there, and we don't know if they're done with construction or not. From the outside, it looks like it is. Currently, they're getting taxed at 65% of the value. So as construction goes, you pay more on the tax, you pay more up to the value, right? So the value currently of that location is $38 million. So they're only paying 65% property tax on completion. Needs to be reassessed, which I'm sure the city will do it. So this isn't a drag on anybody at city council level or the mayor, anybody like that. They need to get in there and they need to make sure we're getting what we should be. But the downside here that people don't understand is there was no deal, there was no what-if deal done. And by this I mean, what if you don't open by 2024? If you don't, we want a guaranteed, 200 vehicles that we get to charge for excise tax. If you don't open, we want to be able to tax you for the personal property that's supposed to be here. You know, go to another warehouse that Amazon has, go in there and say, all right, this is the kind of equipment they have here, this is what they should have here, we'll get a tax on this. And then, as far as the meal taxes that we're missing out on, like Easy Pie's right over there.
Yeah, so I think that's important. You were talking about the surrounding businesses that get affected by this property, this site being unused at the moment.
It's garbage. Think about, so I posted that, and I get people that used to work at the movie theater. They'll DM me and say, you're absolutely right. I used to work there, and I would go to Stop and Shop, and I would get something. Now, you can't tax somebody on bread, but they would buy prepared foods, which you would get a meal tax for. But Stop and Shop still get the business. We go over to, some guy was like, I would go over to Speedway, and I'd get a Red Bull to make it through the shift. But they would go over there. Yeah. And let's just say the guy works there 5 times a week, and he buys 1 Red Bull a day. I mean, they're like $3, and he works there for... He gets fuel there. He goes to Easy Pie. Maybe one of those guys wants to buy a motorcycle from the Harley place. It's right next door. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Is it Boston Harley Davidson? Is that what's next door to the place?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So it's a site that's very personable to a lot of Revere residents because it was the movie theater. People look at that thing and it's not operating, and they say, I would rather have had our movie theater still sitting there if the movie theater business was doing enough business to obviously keep operating.
I used to take my kids to the movie theater. I loved it. I'm okay. I'm serious. I'm okay with it not being a movie theater. I'm not okay with the loss of revenue and business for this city. Right. And they need to be held accountable. And maybe the Chamber of Commerce can reach out to Jeff Bezos. I'm sure you guys have him on the hotline and go call.
He's coming on the next episode of the Wave.
See if he'll bring him down. But it is, think about this. So let's just say, I don't know how many workers they have at the warehouse, right? But assuming there's going to be at least more than 100.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm. Think about how much revenue that would mean for Easy Pie.
Yeah.
Because people are going to go there for lunch. Mm-hmm. It's right there. It's within walking distance. Anybody that's working in the building's just walking over there. The drivers coming in and out. The gas that they're going to get at Speedway. There's a Dunkin' Donuts right up on the corner. Yeah. I think that's in Malden. We don't care. Forget it's in Malden. Is it in Malden?
However, that franchise of Dunkin' Donuts also operates quite a few locations in Revere.
There's
so
one in
when
Joe's
we talk
Market
about
and things
cycling
like that.
money, it's right there.
Well, can I say this? Can I please get this out? Because this is a huge pet peeve of mine.
What do you got?
Franchises are local businesses.
That's right.
People say, oh, it's a big corporation. No, people that live in Revere, people that live in Massachusetts, they are local business owners. They just kick money up to Dunkin' Donuts for exchange for the business
For the
plan.
name.
Right, exactly.
So please use the franchises. Yes, use the local donut shops and stuff like that, but don't. I hate that. I used to own a franchise, so it drives me bonkers. They're like, oh, you're with the big company. I'm like, no, I'm not with a big company at all. I'm just a local guy.
So I'm actually curious, do you think that it's fair to say that, so basically moving forward, we're hindered with the next step, so we're not getting the revenue that we expected from this. But then also, from another perspective, is it fair to say that it's also hindering the circulation of business that could be coming from Showcase Cinemas? That was there before.
So it's tough to say whether or not that Showcase Cinemas would have made it there. Maybe if AMC bought it because they're still functioning.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't know if we lost business there or not, or if it would have reopened. But I can tell you right now that 100% that because Amazon has this, and this isn't the only place that they're doing it. There's hundreds of these in Massachusetts. They had the Amazon Fresh up on in Saugus that they're not even opening now. Right. It's not happening. That they're buying up all these pieces of land throughout the Commonwealth, throughout the United States, and they're not keeping up their end of the deal. So it is hindering business 100% in the city of Revere. I mean, think about all the. And you know what? We'll just use Action Towing, right? That's a guy, Mike. He owns a place over off of Squire Road. It's not on Squire Road. It's 107, right? Mm-hmm. Well, how many tow truck jobs did he miss out on because there's no trucks breaking down from Amazon over there? And then the tire guy. How many tires are not getting sold? And then the air filter guy. How many? It's the smallest little things that add up.
Exactly.
It's a little trickle effect.
It adds up, and it's unfortunate. And then again, you have people that would from Revere that would work there, and then they go buy all their stuff throughout the Revere. So yeah, it's a nightmare. Someone needs to go back to the negotiating table with Amazon and make that right. And if they can't make it right, we need to figure out what we're doing.
Yeah.
ASAP. Like it's a joke.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I'm gonna flip the
No,
table.
no.
I get mad. I'm passionate.
No,
I think we're in a complete agreement, and I mean that's why I wanted to bring it to the attention of. I'm sure everybody sees it; they can't miss it. So I figured, what we should be talking about this as the Chamber of Commerce. We need to know what is happening in the city, big business, small business, medium-sized business, and how it affects the community. So.
As well, I mean, just touching on the fact that job opportunities, right? So we're at a halt with that. So we're at a halt with producing revenue and cycling it through our community. But then as well, all the job opportunities. So right now, the Chamber of Commerce is working closely with the City of Revere and YouthWorks to get our graduating teens from our community, our residents, to get them job opportunities. City of Revere is facilitating the head of it. They're doing an excellent job, and our chamber is working closely with them. However, there are still so many young people that need these job opportunities. And I can tell you right now, you know, if we gave a call over City Hall, they would say the same thing, that there's a handful of people that could really use those jobs. So, especially from our perspective, it's fair to say that we wish that those opportunities were there, and they're not. So you brought up many wonderful points.
I think Amazon needs to make good on it. I'm serious.
Yeah, I mean, from so many sides.
And I think
for the local. I think they honestly. Amazon, if you're listening, you guys should throw a pizza party at Easy Pie, and you should drop like I don't know $50,000 on them. Yeah. Or jokingly saying it, but do something. I mean, they've donated. One last thing. Yeah. They have donated some funds to the city. They recently donated $150,000 to help out with the Bob Hass. I don't know if it's called. It's the Hass Wellness Center. Okay. And they also They're also going to sponsor the sandcastle sculpture thing up on the beach. So they have, you know,
yes.
Hush money
at
or
the end
whatever
of the
you want
day,
to call it.
right? We are lucky to have Amazon in our community.
Yes.
Right? They're looking to invest in our community. Yeah. I think it's important just to say that we want to know what's going on with this one site. They do have a second site that is right across from Comfort on
Comfort and Space.
It used to be the NECO.
It used to be our NECO campus.
Which there's a weird thing going on there, and I don't have all the details on that, but it might be that they have a lease there, and they might actually be moving from there to the other to the Squire Road facility. But again, if that happens, that's bad business for the city again, because they're supposed to be operating. They were supposed to be two separate units. One's a distribution center. One is I don't know the exact whatever it is. It's supposed to be two different. Mm-hmm. So if they move over there, then now we have another empty warehouse that's not doing anything. Right. So and that's bad for the city. Just we need to get people to come here to work and spend money and do business with our local businesses. Right. And that's what drives revenue. So that's why people go into business. Yep. You know, you're hoping that you get that fixed 1,000 people that are working in this warehouse that are going to come over and they're going to buy drinks and they're going to buy food. They're going to buy a Holly. Even the establishment, the entertainment establishment across the street, probably at Squire Road, is losing business because nobody's going over there after their shift.
Fair enough.
So,
yeah. Business is business, guys, and that's the bottom line. Giggles aside, business is business.
Giggles, by the way, is a great place to go see a comedy show up on Route 1.
It is.
Awesome.
It's very true.
Awesome. It's Lenny Clark.
I love it.
Anthony Parziale.
Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry, I know you can't shut me up. You probably have to
great.
cut this segment. If you cut the segment, can you send it to me and I'll cut it up and I'll post it on my social media.
You're very good at social media, so good stuff. Congratulations. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck. Thank you.
I appreciate it. You guys do a
pleasure
really
to
good
have
job.
you.
Well, wasn't that something? So
That it was.
Yeah.
we have, as we reiterated at the top of the show, a few events that I'll let Amanda go back and remind you of.
Sounds great. I don't think I mentioned it before, but the debate is going to be at Revere High. Do not forget, doors open at 6 p.m. and they will be closing at 7 p.m. There is a capacity limit, so get there. Make sure you get there early. And then
hopefully you'll join us for Valare's networking night.
Looking forward to seeing everyone there. And again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to go to our website or shoot us an email. We're here for you.
Thank you. And this is The Wave.
The Wave.